She crushed my dead father's car while I slept. She had no idea what it was worth. The cube of scrap metal sitting behind me used to be my father's 1967 Shelby Mustang. Not just a car. Not just metal. It was the last thing he ever left me. And my HOA president had it crushed while I was asleep. She laughed. She called it trash. She thought she'd won. But she made one fatal mistake. She didn't destroy junk. She destroyed a $2.2 million historical vehicle. And because of that mistake, she lost everything. This is how I ended her career, her freedom, and her life as she knew it. If you believe entitled neighbors should face consequences, hit subscribe now, because this revenge only gets darker. It started 2 weeks ago. My dad passed away last year. Before he died, he left me his project car. To anyone else, it looked like a rusted pile of metal, faded paint, flat tires, non-running. But my dad and I knew the truth. It wasn't junk. It was a rare prototype he had spent 40 years hunting down. I kept it covered under tarp in my driveway, waiting for parts to restore it, quietly, respectfully. But Linda, the HOA president, hated it. Linda is the kind of woman who measures grass with a ruler. She said my car was an eyesore, said it was lowering property values. I told her calmly, "Linda, it's covered, it's not bothering anyone." She smiled, and that's when I knew she was planning something. On Tuesday night, while I was asleep, Linda held an emergency HOA meeting. She didn't invite me. At that meeting, she passed a brand new rule, effective immediately, allowing the HOA to tow any non-operational vehicle without notice. At 3:00 a.m., a tow truck rolled into my driveway. I woke up to silence. Too much silence. I ran outside barefoot. The driveway was empty. No tarp. No car. Only tire marks in the grass. My heart stopped. I thought it had been stolen. Then I saw the note taped to my door. Vehicle removed due to bylaw violation. Driveway cleared. It's Linda. I didn't even put on shoes. I ran straight to the HOA office. Linda was sitting there sipping coffee like it was just another day. I screamed, "Where is my car?" She didn't even look up. "It's gone, Alex, I did you a favor." I demanded to know which impound lot it was at. She finally looked at me, smiled, and said the words that still haunt me. "Oh honey, I didn't send it to impound. I sent it to the scrapyard. It's already been crushed." I couldn't breathe. I drove to the scrapyard, praying she was lying. She was. The operator pointed to a fresh cube of steel. I saw the bumper sticker my dad had put on it 40 years ago. That's when something inside me broke. I confronted Linda again. She laughed in my face. "I'm the president, read the bylaws. You owe me $500 for towing." I called the police. They arrived, reviewed the HOA paperwork, and then said the words that crushed me. "This is a civil matter." As they left, Linda leaned in and whispered, "Next time, paint your house, or I'll remove that too." She thought she'd won, but she didn't know what I was about to find. I couldn't sleep. I started digging. And then I noticed something strange. The tow company that removed my car at 3:00 a.m. owned by Linda's nephew. She had used HOA money to pay her own family. This wasn't enforcement. This was theft. I read state law for 3 days straight. And then I found it. The Heritage Vehicle Protection Act. Any vehicle over 25 years old is legally classified as historical property. No HOA can remove or destroy it without a court order and 30 days written notice. Linda gave me zero. She didn't break HOA rules. She broke state law. But I needed proof of value. So I called the appraiser who inspected the car 2 months earlier. When the report arrived, my hands started shaking. 1967 Shelby GT 500 Super Snake prototype. One of only a few ever made. Estimated value $2.2 million. Now it wasn't civil. Now it was a felony. At the next HOA meeting, Linda was on stage bragging about flower beds. I walked in. Silent. She rolled her eyes. Alex, you're out of order. I walked to the microphone. Smiling. Linda, I'm not here to argue. I'm here to give you an invoice. She laughed until she saw the appraisal. Then I told the room the truth. She destroyed a $2.2 million historical vehicle. She said insurance would cover it. I shook my head. No, your policy is void. You committed a criminal act. That's when the doors opened. The same officers from before walked in. This time they weren't here to talk. Linda, you are under arrest for grand larceny, destruction of property, and insurance fraud. They handcuffed her in front of the entire neighborhood. She screamed. She blamed everyone. But it was over. Linda is now serving 5 years in prison. The court seized her house, her car, and her pension. I used the settlement money to open a restoration shop in my father's name. Linda wanted to clean up the neighborhood. She succeeded. Because the real trash is finally gone.